Live from Lake Norman, North Carolina. It is Carolina Sports Radio, CSR. What's up, guys?
What's up? How's everybody
What up?
doing?
We're here. We're back in the studio, what we call the studio.
Well, this is a studio. It's
and-
nice, man.
And we are
It's coming together.
We are going through renovations at this time.
It's very pretty.
We're making progress slowly, but we're making progress. So, but hey, yeah, we're back, guys. And hey, man, we're ready to jump right into it. So, we got a few things we're going to go over this week, and actually, we got a pretty good list here. But we're going to jump right into. We're going to do a little baseball right off the bat. We're going to talk about the game that happened last week that I think everybody was talking about, and it turned out to be actually really cool.
Yeah, it was.
The Field of Dreams game that happened between the Yankees and the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
It turned out when the beginning, go back and watch it when the introductions come in through the cornfield. I mean, that brought chills. I mean, that was crazy. But the game was it's going to be hard to top that game.
Yeah, I mean, they had the low fence and outfield, so there's gonna be a high scoring game. I mean, just looking out into the field and seeing the corn and everything, it looked awesome. Was it build it and he will come?
Mm-hmm.
They came. And I've heard the ticket prices to go there because they had such a limited seatings. It was crazy. It was a couple grand, but if you were a fan that went to that, God bless you, because that's awesome. That's probably one of those once in a lifetime experiences that you'll never, you may never see again. Obviously, they're coming back next year with the Reds and the Cubs. So I thought that was an amazing idea. And just disclaimer, you guys probably might hate me for this. I've never seen Field of Dreams.
Oh.
I know Kevin Costner was in it, but and Justin, you're not a
Go
sports,
ahead, Justin.
You're not a sports movie guy, so but
Yeah, shout out to Travis if you're listening. I don't listen to, or I don't watch sports movies, but yeah, I've never seen it either, Steven. So
I've seen pieces of it, and I kind of feel embarrassed about that because I kind of pride myself in being a baseball guy.
yeah.
But I've only seen portions of the movie. Me and my wife were both talking about that. It's like we've seen, it'll be on and you'll catch it at certain spots. But I'm definitely going to go back and watch it now.
I'm definitely going to watch it after that.
But that was just a cool idea.
It was.
And I heard the NBA, which we're going to cover in a minute. I heard the NBA's talking about actually doing an outside basketball game.
That would be
no
awesome.
kidding. That would be amazing.
In the same vein.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Kind of like how hockey was doing
Yeah.
the outside,
Absolutely.
ring and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they do that every year, right?
Yeah, they do it once a year.
which the Canes were supposed to be in.
It was was it this past year?
Yeah. Well, it was COVID.
During COVID, yeah.
And they're not. I figured they would come back in this year, but they declined the offer this year for some reason.
That's all right.
I don't know, but they'll eventually get in it. But yeah, the Field of Dreams game was awesome, man. And I'm gonna, we always throw this out here. None of us on this podcast are Yankee fans. None of us are White Sox fans. But
tech guy.
well,
And disclaimer again for Steven, the White Sox are my AL team.
okay, cool.
I do
Cool.
like the White Sox. I don't know why when I was growing up, watching, I was always a Braves fan. And then I don't know why I just loved the White Sox. It was the oh God, I cannot think of his name. There was somebody that played for the White Sox.
The big first baseman.
Yes.
Frank Thomas.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Nugenics guy.
Yeah. I just love that. Yeah.
Us old guys know about that. But yeah, Frank Thomas, the big hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing too, going back to that is we were talking about, pre-show, the White Sox, Charlotte Knights here in Charlotte, man, we're the AAA affiliate of the White Sox, and the White Sox are good.
Yeah,
and,
they are very well.
If you've never been to a Knights game uptown, the stadium is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It gets like voted best minor league stadium every year.
It's a beautiful
I
stadium.
mean, it's right in the middle of the city.
Yeah,
too,
you
so.
get to see the city skyline and the outfield and everything.
And on this podcast, we haven't mentioned the Charlotte Knights, which we apologize to the Charlotte Knights. I'm actually wearing the shirt in honor of that. So hey, man, it's just really cool to know that the White Sox are involved in that, knowing that Charlotte is so tied in with those guys. So
Right,
Well,
and sorry to make a job, Justin. If you ever Google the
By the way,
the Charlotte Knights Major League affiliate,
apparently today Google was on crack.
it says the Oakland A's, and I thought they did change because I heard rumors about us changing, Major League affiliates. So I was like, okay, it's the A's now. But if it is completely wrong, Google, you suck. Sox. It is wrong. It is the White Sox.
Yeah,
the
we
White Sox.
were doing pre-show stuff, and I actually sent them screenshots
Yeah.
of the Knights pages. I'm like, man, I haven't heard that news.
But
That's
it-
breaking news.
Yeah, but if you Google it, it says Oakland A's. But then
Yeah.
if you say, there's have a little drop down menu that says who is the major league affiliate for the Charlotte Knights,
Yeah.
it says White Sox. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Kind of
But-
curveball. there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
But yeah,
Nice.
Steven, I think me and you went to a Panther game one year, and we got done with the game, and the Knights were actually playing a game, and we sat on the street and watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
You can sit right on the street and watch it.
I think you're right. We were leaving a Panthers game, and they were playing. I don't know why they were both in town at the same time because the traffic's terrible in,
Right.
in
Right.
Charlotte.
Right.
But yeah, we were walking past the fence. Actually, no, I think it might have been a Hornets game.
Oh, it might have
It might have been a Hornets
It might
game,
have been.
and we just kind of walk around the city, and we got to the fence, and we could just sit there and watch it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
beautiful.
pretty cool, and again, the stadium is just it's awesome with the city and the backdrop. It's really cool. So yeah, Field of Dreams game. A lot of people out there, like to hate on the Yankees. Hey man, what is it? 26 World Series, 27. I might be missing one. But hey, it was a great game. Whoever won the ball game, if you're just a baseball fan, you enjoyed that. So
Yeah.
Did the
Hey.
White Sox win that?
No,
Yeah.
was it the way? It
Yeah.
was 9
White
to
Sox
8.
won.
I know it was 9 to
Yeah,
8.
that's
It
what
was
I
a
said.
it was a walk off.
It was 9 to 8.
Anderson with a walk off.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people love to see the Yankees lose. So I'm a
Sorry, tech guy.
I respect the Yankees. My dad was a Yankee fan growing up. I kind of like the Yankees as well. So, hey, man, it's tradition. Like them or not, it's tradition. So,
Yeah.
great way to go, MLB. That was a very cool event that you
Yeah.
put on. So, hey, man, next year looking forward to it. I got to throw my side in. Being that I'm a Cardinal fan, I can't believe that the Reds and the Cubs are involved next year. It makes me want to vomit. But, it is what it is. I mean, it's tradition. So,
Well, the Cardinals have been on a streak, have they not? They've
Yeah.
they've won some games in a row.
prior to last night, we'd won 6 in a row, and then we ran into Milwaukee, who we got
That's
to
a
beat
good-
them. They're in first place.
That's a good team, though.
But tonight we got Flannery on the mound, 9-1.
That's
so,
a previous Brave. Isn't that a previous Brave?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully.
Flaherty?
No.
No.
He's
Oh, I'm
Flannery.
thinking of the wrong guy. I'm sorry.
So hopefully he can come through for us tonight, but we got a long shot to make the playoffs. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of that, let's talk about your Braves.
Yeah, we got a little little 5-game win streak going here. We've been playing pretty good. I mean, we're getting healthy at the right time. Got Darnode back, and
Don't you know?
that was the dude that me and Steven loved
Oh
watching at the beginning of the season. He was tearing it up.
I mean, I don't want to say this, but he's like, he's a poor man's, and that's such a terrible term to say, but he is very kind of similar to Atano from the Angels.
Yeah.
He's a pitcher with a bat.
Right.
I mean, he's hit 2 home runs. He's hit a grand slam.
Yeah.
And he was pitching well before he got hurt.
Yep.
So it's good to have him back.
And on a side note, these guys from the very beginning of our Braves Cardinals deal here, they kill me because they talk about we hate the Cardinals because they kick our butt in the playoffs every year. Well, let me say this: this year, they have completely kicked our butts. I think we won one, maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
It's about time.
but listen, we're about the postseason.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
we're
and
worried
that's true.
about.
Yeah.
Because the postseason, it doesn't matter who we have. We could
Well.
have a team of all stars, and you can have a team of 6-year-olds. Somehow, y'all win.
Well, I'll go on record. I don't mind saying it. I mean, of course, I want my guys to make the playoffs, but it's going to be an uphill battle because we've dug ourselves quite a hole.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you guys are playing ball. I mean, the Braves are on a roll.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of in a similar situation. We dug ourselves a hole. We did just get back into being first in the NL East.
Let's go.
In front of the Phillies. 2.5 games up, so let's go. We're playing the Marlins tonight at 7. I don't remember who we have on the mound. Let me just
Who you
check
got?
that
I'm gonna
out.
say Charlie Martin.
Because coming back, kind of the bullpen's kind
Yeah.
of a little.
They switched it up a little bit.
It is Charlie Morton. Good call.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean he's 11-4. I mean, a 45-year-old with 11-4. He's
is-
been throwing well, man.
He's playing very
He's
good.
been throwing good. So yeah, we're excited about that. We won 2-0 last night. It wasn't like our normal scoring double digits the runs, but we're getting it. We have to shout out Dansby Swanson. I mean, he's making Braves history. We're one of the most historic teams in the league, and he has the most home runs for shortstop in the season. I think he's like at 22, 23 right now.
Killing it.
Yep, and then he did have a really cool stat that I wanted to share, where he recorded his 4th career game with more than 5 RBIs, which is the most by a Brave shortstop. So
That's pretty cool.
shout out to Dansby. He's been killing it. He's one of my favorite guys. As you know, me and Justin have talked. I've loved Swanson when we got him. So shout out to him.
Yeah, man.
Well,
and Duval.
I will say I'm looking at the standings and it's kind of sad, but technically the Cardinals are only 3.5 games out of the wild card, so that's not too bad.
It's happening, dog.
So
It is gonna happen.
So
It's
here we go.
happening.
We're gonna mark this. What do we got here? August 18th. We're gonna say I don't think we're gonna make it, but if they do, you guys can write this down and we'll talk about it then.
I swear to God, we'll play round 1, and it'll sweep us.
Yep.
And the podcast may go on hiatus because we'll like beat the shit out of each other, and then we'll have to come back because this podcast has went through all kinds of stuff. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
crazy. We've been together doing this for almost 2 months now, and
Yeah.
we got all kinds of stuff. I'm even gonna bring it up. I don't want to get in any
Hey,
medical
we're
issues.
fighting through it.
Yeah.
But we always come back. So, but yeah, that like I said, the Braves are playing good baseball. So hey, man, shout out to your guys. So moving to next, what we're talking about, we want to talk about we always bring up the Lake Norman Riot because we're always we're all members, and we love doing the watch parties for preseason games, and I'm gonna go ahead and quickly shout that out. I'm kind of going in out of order, but I tell you what we'll do. We'll put a pin in that, and we'll go ahead and talk about the Hornets because I think that's what we were going to talk about.
Yeah, we had a good time at the watch party. We'll shout that out in just a
Yeah.
little bit. We want to kind of preface that.
Let's go back to the
But-
summer league.
but we're gonna
'cause
go hit the
it was,
summer league.
It was forgettable for me because
We didn't win a game.
I'm going to
Yeah.
let these two guys talk about it
Yeah.
because the summer league was exciting to watch our rookies
Yeah.
and LaMelo
Mm-hmm.
or LiAngelo.
Jello.
But other than that, it wasn't too good.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys take that away.
Yeah, Justin, I don't think we won the game, did we?
No, we did not.
No, we did
I
not.
think we
We came close.
Yeah, we had 2. I mean, since the last time we were on the podcast, we had 3 games against San Antonio, Toronto, and then Chicago. I mean, Toronto and San Antonio we lost by a point. So I mean, we had some we had some good things going on there. We actually scored some points against San Antonio. That was kind of one of our weak points was scoring. But Chicago destroyed us. But I mean, Kai Jones looked good.
Man, there
Yeah.
was
Kai Jones looking good.
He had some poster
Yep.
dunks.
Yeah,
Yep.
you really did.
I mean, Sports Center type
Yeah.
stuff.
And-
So did Thor though. Thor showed up, but
Thor
Kai
brought
Jones,
the hammer.
Yeah, he did. He really did. Hey, that's good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
they're gonna be using that a lot.
Yeah.
Eric Collins would be killing that.
But no, Kai,
Doodly dee.
No, totally D.
but Kai Jones looked really good.
He did.
Almost averaged
He
a
did.
double-double. He
He
almost averaged a double-double.
He
So
did.
that's what we need, honestly. I mean, we lost Zeller, so we need a big guy that can come in and get rebounds and score down low.
Yeah.
But the guy I really, and I know I'm gonna let Steven take his boy, but Book Knight really showed up. Like
Book Knight played well.
he did. I mean,
Yep.
17 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds.
Yep.
He really showed up. But Jello was the stat stiller, or not the stat stiller, but like the crowd stiller.
He was the
Yeah.
he was the headline.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, he had a really nice buzzer beater against. I think it was against San Antonio, where he
Yeah.
just got the end ball and just threw it up
Yeah.
and just hit it. I did see he locked up one of the top draft picks. I think it was Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he locked him up and took the ball and fast break, laid it in. No, well, actually I think he hit a 3. Actually, I'm sorry. He took that fast break and hit a 3. I mean, he's averaged 9.6 points. I mean, 34% from 3. I mean, like we said, we had kind of joked around a lot when he first came to the summer league team. Like, oh,
Right.
here comes the ball.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, he put
But-
the work in.
yeah,
and
he
from
did.
what I've been reading, he's the last 2 months, I believe, before the summer league, he was like a gym rat.
Yeah. I mean, he looks good. I mean, he looks big. I mean, he looks strong. So
So you
Pretty
guys think he'll make the final roster? That should be something we talk about later.
I'm saying yes right now.
I want to say yes, but I mean, his position, we have such a
Right.
locks for
Right.
guards.
Right.
You know, I don't know. We may be able to put him at small forward.
I mean, we cut one of the Martin brothers.
One of the Martin,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So there's a spot open for that. But
Yeah.
we did sign, you know,
Ish Smith.
Yeah, Ish Smith, and we signed who am I thinking of? Kelly Oubre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
he's. I feel like he's more of a forward. I feel like he's kind of
Right.
small
Well,
forward.
Yeah.
But he plays. He'll play shooting guard. But yeah. I mean, Joe has looked really good. I
Well,
mean,
he
we
helped-
joked about it, but he's
well, he
good.
helped his chances.
He did.
I mean, I think he's in the discussion, and I think people who don't really watch basketball would probably just hear, "Oh, the only reason that he got a chance was because it was a favor to Melo or whatever."
Right.
But I mean, he played well.
No, he really did.
I mean, I don't
I
think
mean-
he didn't hurt his chances.
What I saw the most of was he was making big shots. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't just him like wide open on the
Mhm.
corner or nothing
Mhm.
like that. Like he was catching the ball and making big shots in big moments.
Yeah.
And that I mean, you can't teach clutch.
No,
like-
you can't.
So I mean that would be nice on the team.
That's something you're born with.
Yeah.
Like if you crack under pressure, I mean, you're gonna crack under pressure.
Right.
You know, it's something it's something you can't train for.
Exactly.
You know, we've all been in the driveway shooting hoops, and you're like
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, and you try,
Everybody does
and
it.
you try to
It's
do
a
it.
fucking airball.
But you can't when the crowd's going and the pressure of winning the game. You can't simulate
You
that.
know, in that situation in the driveway, I don't think I ever missed.
Yeah,
Just so you guys know. Anyway,
you're 100 for 100.
yeah, right.
Doug,
yeah.
right after the podcast, we're going outside.
Yeah, I got you. It'll be like the over 50 league for me.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, so we want to wrap up the Hornets.
Well, I'm gonna shout out one
Yeah, go
thing
ahead,
with,
go
the,
ahead.
with the Hornets too is that
Go
we did extend James Borrego. the
yeah,
head
and I
coach.
think that was great.
I thought that he's
Yeah.
a good young coach. He does a
Yeah.
really. I think the difference between him and Clifford is he does develop the young talent.
Yeah.
I think Clifford was more a vet kind of guy. But kudos to James Borrego. He's done a great job since he's been here. I think he's got his coaching staff going, and he's kind of building the team that he's foresees. Kind of like touching on Matt Rule. They're finally. Him and Federer are kind of
Right.
getting those people out that
Yeah.
beforehand,
Yeah.
him and Kupchak are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, we were. I had brought up the watch party, which we're going to talk about next. But we were actually joking at the watch party Sunday about Borrego.
Were you?
About how when he's on the sideline, he always looks like he's pissed,
Oh yeah.
and he has his arms crossed, and he's always looking at the refs like, "I can't believe you made that damn call."
Yeah.
And it's just funny because me and my wife have always noticed it. We're like, have you ever noticed he always looks pissed? So it's just funny. But nah, we're gonna phase back into the watch party. This past weekend, for the preseason game with the Colts, we had a Lake Norman watch party, and I noticed a lot of the Riot chapters were not having watch parties. And I know it's preseason, I understand that, and I'm not throwing shade because they didn't, but we did, and it was fun, man. It was fun to get back in it with everybody, and the hockey watch parties were fun. I mean, and there's
Yeah.
nothing
Yep.
there's nothing quite like playoff hockey.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
there's just not. But I'll tell you guys, it was just fun getting back into Panther watch party.
Right.
So
Well, I mean, we all the thing is baseball is America's pastime, but I feel like football is America's sport now.
it is.
So it's
Yeah.
it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
It was like Doug said, it was really good getting together, seeing the Panthers finally play again. We haven't seen them play since late January, or early January. I'm sorry.
Right.
So it was just good to see it, and we're all super excited about the team that Matt Rule is building. So it was a good time.
Yeah, just to go into, like Steven said, to see everybody again, just to see our colors up on the screen again, the guys out there playing, our players. It's just, I love it. I love what even preseason. I'll sit there and watch the entire game.
That's the difference in a lot of the fans. We're not. I wouldn't categorize us as being casual fans.
No.
no.
We're fanatics.
We're fanatics.
Yep.
I mean, that's what we are. I mean, I always talk about my wife as well. I mean, we the Panthers is our thing. I mean, we're both UNC Charlotte graduates, and that's our thing too. But I mean, the Panthers is things that we're always something's going on with the Panthers. So it's our nucleus. It's what brought us all together here. And it's usually going to be the core of our show, unless there's just a bad. I think even if there's no news on the Panthers, we could still do a Panther show.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, it was really cool to get the watch party going, and we were in full mode. We were up there trying to recruit people.
Yeah.
We're like, hey man, join. I mean, people were like, hey man, this is kind of cool. Okay, well you can be a part of it. Come on,
Right.
jump on in. So it's just cool. I always love the watch party. So
And it was kind of cool seeing a friend of the show, Paul. He listens to us and
I don't
promotes
think
us
anybody
stuff.
knew he was coming
No,
either.
he told me
Oh,
he
okay.
told me a couple days beforehand. But it was good seeing Paul. He just moved to our area,
Yep.
and he was a huge Canes fan.
Yeah.
So he loves the Hurricanes, but
Right.
I think he's starting to get into the Panthers.
He is.
and
he did
our
mention
group.
he is actually a Colts fan. Did you know that?
Yeah, he did say that, and I
Um,
told him to get out.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
well, we told him, we won't throw you out for embarrassment, but
Right.
but he wasn't actively pulling for them or
No,
against them.
he was wearing the Panther shirt.
But
so.
at least he admitted that. But he was exactly. He was
Yeah.
wearing a Panther shirt. So.
Exactly.
But the watch party was fun. So again, I'll plug it. Our president is Chris Harmon, and we've been doing the watch parties at On Tap in
Yep.
Mooresville, and for all the away games there will be a watch party. And I do think there may be a few for the home games, and they'll be moving around, not necessarily at On Tap. We're exploring other areas, other
Yep.
venues possibly. So just, we're on social media. The Lake Norman Right's on social media, so just check it out. All the information will be there. So, again, we're members, so we're always going to plug that.
Exactly.
All
And
right?
don't forget, if you come, you get to see 3 handsome men at
Yes.
the bar.
Yes.
Just saying.
We've
Yep.
got some people in the background here that I think they just they're laughing so hard. I don't know what to say, but yeah, but you get to see. They won't get to see Tech Guy, right?
Well,
And-
he may
he
come.
may
He
show
may
up.
show up if we
But I promise you,
Yeah.
if you show up and Tech Guy's there, you won't know he's Tech Guy.
Yeah, you will
No.
not know
because
that.
he is mysterious.
the mysterious
guy.
tech guy.
So, but yeah,
He's a good looking guy though too. So ladies,
Yeah.
there you go.
I mean,
So for the good-looking guys.
yeah.
we try to. We always give Tech Guy a hard time, even if I said he could come up with like a brand new podcast deal, and I'd still give him a hard time. That's part of the whole deal with us with Tech Guy. So some of you out there, I've heard talk about one of the friends of the show, Jose. He always laughs about it when we talk about Tech Guy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of called on. I kind of like that,
Yeah,
keeping that mystique.
And shout out to Jose because he's always sharing our stuff
Yeah.
and really just really supporting us. So Jose, you're the man. We appreciate you.
And Jose's a member of the Cheer City Riot, but I guess he could be like a alternate member of Lake Norman
Yeah.
because he's come up a couple of times too. So appreciate you, Jose. And I'll talk about something there with Jose before we get off Panthers later as well. But yeah, is that's all we got for watch party? All right. So I hate to. Here we go, guys. This is what I'm hearing from some people. This is like people are really liking this, man, and we're kind of tickled for that because it was just kind of something we threw around. So we're getting ready to go into the part of the show a lot of people have talked about, and we're going into
the crack zone.
So I'll let Steven talk about what the crack zone is again and what we do.
Yeah, so what the crack zone is we just promote a beer. We're not disclaimer again because I'm disclaimer guy. I guess this podcast is we are not sponsored by any of these beers. If you would like to sponsor us, again, we're on social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Hit us up. If you want us to try a beer, we'll definitely plug it.
Wink, wink.
But what we got today is the Stone Cold Steve Austin Broken Skull IPA. And Doug, you swung for the fences with this one, did you
Yeah,
not?
he
This
did.
was the one that I have been wanting a lot. I've told these guys from the very beginning. This is I'm not gonna lie. I'm a old wrestling fan.
Hell
and,
yeah.
And I follow Stone Cold on Instagram, and I mean Stone Cold. I just love his character. I love him. He's just a cool dude.
Yeah, I really do feel like he is Stone Cold Steve. I feel like that's just who he is, you know?
I just like the guy, man. He cracks me up, man. Literally cracks me up. But yeah, I've never tried, this IPA, man, Broken Skull, and I'd talked to the people with the show, all of our guys, and I said, hey man, you guys ever had it? And nah. And so everybody starts doing these searches, and we're trying to get it. And I think we even had, Sarah, friend of the show, she was calling people trying to find out where we could get it. So I was calling different places around, and I saw where it had appeared on the Untapped app, and I ended up going and getting it. So again, this was a good one. This is Austin 316 says, guess what? We just kicked your ass. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this bad boy and do what we gotta do. So here we go.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3. Ooh,
Crisp.
Get it in there, guys.
hell yeah.
All right, here we
Hell
go.
yeah.
Smells good.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
okay,
good.
I'm liking that.
Let me just say something
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick. So Tech Guy does not drink, but
And-
he is trying this beer right now.
Oh, Tech Guy.
Tech guy, just jump on the mic. Tell us what you think. Just real quick.
Be honest.
Tell me.
Come on, man. Just say something. No.
Nothing.
All right,
Oh,
I'll-
you heard a mummer.
Yeah. So,
Tech Guy said, "Give me a hell yeah."
Hell yeah. So there's a funny meme going around about Stone Cold. Have you ever seen a better quarterback receiver duo than Stone Cold and the guy throwing him beers? Because I've never seen
yeah.
Stone Cold drop a beer.
You
He's
never
never
drops-
dropped one.
Never drop. And he's
No.
one-handing them. Like he's catching 6 or 7 at a time.
And
He-
one of the ones that he does do, one of the ones that he does do is the thing. If he does miss one, I think he kind of blames it on the thrower.
yeah, exactly.
You know, so
Well, that's a receiver for you. So
also, I want to make a correction, and I apologize for this because I know I've seen. We were talking about Jose earlier. Jose has actually put this on his Twitter page. This beer is where I'd really first seen it, but I made a mistake earlier in the show, and I apologize. Jose is a member of the Queen City Riot, not the Cheer City, but he is a friend of the Cheer City Riot,
and he's a friend of the show.
and he
Hey.
participated in the cornhole tournament
Yeah, he did.
when we were up there. So
Same with Stone Cold. He is a friend of the show.
He is.
Stone Cold is a friend of the show, and I got to be honest, guys, I'm going to reach out to him on Instagram after
Oh
this.
yeah, do it.
But yeah, Jose, I'm sorry if I misidentified, but like I said, with the Riot family, man, we're all family.
Exactly.
I mean, we may mess up on that, but yeah, this is a good one. I really like
That's
this
that's some good stuff.
one.
And I'll have to tell you, the next time we have this beer, we need to have it March 16th. Austin 316.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, so we're gonna have to do that. Just saying.
So here we go. Hey, so Stone Cold, hey, good beer. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, man, definitely.
And
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, since Stone Cold has a good one, apparently these rookie quarterbacks looking pretty good.
let's talk about them.
So, what do you guys think? Who do you think who stood out to you guys, rookie quarterback wise?
Justin Fields,
Justin Fields.
right off the bat.
Yeah,
And he
good.
did.
He did. He did look good. He did look really good.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, we should have taken Justin Fields." Oh, J.C. Horn. should
I'm
have
not
been
listening to that.
Like I'm not even listening to that.
Yeah, I'm not going to
But
entertain that.
he did look very good.
Yeah, he was
he
throwing some good ball. He looked athletic. He reminded a little bit. Not like I said, take this loosely. He reminded a little bit of Cam with his running ability. He had the big arm. He had some deep balls. But he did look good.
Well, the other thing you got to remember, and again, I love and hate preseason.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Because preseason, I love it, man. Because after one preseason game, you either are throwing shade on people, or they're going to be the next whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to keep in mind, he's in on with 2s, 3s, and some 4s.
Yeah.
So yeah, he looked good. That's great. But let's not go ahead and annul. He's going to be the greatest Chicago quarterback. Of course, that might not be putting
Too
it
hard.
Too much.
That's not too hard.
But I mean, the point is, it is preseason, so cool your jets a little bit.
'Cause-
But did he look bad? No,
No.
he looked pretty good.
Well, going back to what your point with the greatest quarterback for the Chicago Bears, I mean, it might be Jay Cutler.
Hold on, I love Jay Cutler.
I'm just letting you know.
No, I'm going to be honest. I'm glad you brought Jay Cutler up. I love Jay Cutler.
I
I'm going to be honest
I
with
thought
you.
he was good.
I love the guy.
Big boy Rex.
Rex Grossman.
Rex
Took him to the Super Bowl.
and McMahon. Say what you want.
Well, I mean, he rode.
Right.
Well, he rode that defense.
But I'm gonna say this again. I'm a Jay Cutler fan. Always have been. I follow him on social media. Y'all should do so, man. Dude's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chicago. I don't know. I could keep naming some more. I don't know. He may have a chance to go down
Yeah.
as the best.
Yeah.
But you try to curb the enthusiasm and the I guess the shade too. Get 2 more preseason games. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And we'll see how he goes with the ones. I saw on social media today Andy Dalton
Oh yeah.
Threw a little thing out there
Yeah.
today.
He
He
said,
said,
"It's
"Hey,
my
this
time."
is my time."
He said Justin Fields will have his time right now.
But
With
this
my
is
time.
my time.
Yeah.
And then I heard somebody say, "Hey, Andy, did you see yourself in Dallas?" But it was Dallas. So.
Yeah. I have to shout out, and this is not because my girlfriend is a Patriots fan, but Mac Jones looked really good.
Boo.
No, he did.
Hey,
He
Mac
did.
Mac,
He
Mac
did.
Jones looked good, and
He did.
I do feel like Cam does start season still.
Oh, he will.
But I do think what I saw from Mac Jones,
He looked pretty good.
I was pretty impressed by him.
And the Cam stands. And look, another disclaimer: we all love Cam. Are we disagreeing?
No, I do not. He had changed the culture
Look, man, we love him.
about
Love Cam.
Charlotte.
But
you know?
Cam, we all said, it seemed
Carolina.
like Cam was not the same after the Pittsburgh game, after the hit. Everybody knows his arm's definitely not where it was. But I think Cam, yeah, exactly. Damn Steelers. Sorry, Mark. But going
And tech
back, and tech guy. But I do think Cam is your starter,
Yeah.
obviously. But I agree. I think Mac Jones looked pretty good.
Yeah, I thought he was putting the ball right on the money. I mean, he had one dime that the receiver should have caught. I don't know who the receiver was because I don't know New England like that. But I mean, he put him right in his hands. I mean, the defender had a good play, yes, but he should have caught that ball.
Yeah.
But I mean, Doug, who do you think stood out
Well,
to you?
what about Trevor Lawrence? Let's talk about him.
I mean,
I
I didn't look. He had some good throws.
Yeah, he didn't look terrible.
I don't feel like they played him long enough because obviously, even though Urban Meyer's not committed to him being the starter,
Right.
I think Meyer's gonna. I'm not a big Urban Meyer. I'm just not a big fan of his.
Right.
But he is one. You can't argue his winning. But I don't know. I think he's being careful with him.
Yeah, he is.
He's the number one overall pick. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't put too much pressure on the guy.
Right.
But it's so crazy with Lawrence. What has he lost, like 1 game, 2 games since high school?
Yeah, he lost 2 games, I think, at home. I think
Yeah,
that was the thing.
yeah.
Was 2 games at home.
So the guy's so I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie to anybody. Look, I would have loved to have Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I would have loved to have him. But I thought he looked pretty good. I mean, again, he's a rookie. He's and it is Jacksonville.
Yeah, it is.
It is Jacksonville. So I think he's fine. So y'all want to talk about Wilson?
My opinion on Trevor Lawrence. I never wanted him.
I did. I'm not gonna lie.
I wanted Justin Fields before I wanted Trevor Lawrence every day, and that I don't know. I just don't.
Justin and I are on complete opposite ends of
Yeah,
that spectrum,
exactly.
which is great. We talk about that. I didn't want Justin Fields at all.
So
I didn't even want him.
I think that the thing about Trevor Lawrence is, and I think this is probably what gets Justin is the hype about people.
Mhm.
And like they're always talking about him. It's like, this guy's. The dude has talent.
Sure.
Yeah.
The guy has talent.
So is Fields.
I mean, they both do.
I just didn't want Fields.
I wasn't big on Fields either.
I'm
I'd
not
rather have
denying
Trevor Lawrence.
his talent, but like Steven said, it is the hype. It's kind of like, I'm going off topic here, but Zion.
Yeah, which we did have
Please don't bring him up.
big
No, but-
discussion about that.
But dude, before he ever played an NBA game, they were already comparing him to LeBron.
It was pathetic.
So see, all right. So we're gonna get into this right here. So the hype.
Here we go. We're going off topic.
Yeah, we are. It's fine. But the hype thing, is that on the player? That's not on
No,
the player. It's
no.
on the media.
No,
No,
and,
yeah.
and you know what? I'm glad you said that because my wife will back you on that. I
You-
always tell her that.
because it's not
You know?
it's not Zion's fault.
It's
that-
ESPN.
Exactly. It's the media saying Zion's a top 10 player when, he hasn't even played a game in the NBA. Or, Trevor Lawrence is a top 10 quarterback when he hasn't even thrown a ball in the NFL. It's not on the player's fault, you know what I mean? So, like, you have to take the media aspect out of it.
It's not, but it comes full circle, and it still affects them. Like it's always going to affect them. Like if Zion Williamson does not turn out to be LeBron, then they're going to look back and be like, oh well, this guy was a bust.
Okay,
If
but
Trevor Lawrence doesn't turn out to be the next Tom Brady, then they're going to turn around and be like, oh well, this guy was terrible.
right, and I mean that's the media aspect that's just like annoying as hell to me. Is like they put so much pressure on these players, and it's not fair to them. Like let them get out there and do it.
That's what
And
I
that's
want.
why I try to be subjective to these players and
Right.
let them. I want to see them first.
Well, you
I'm
know-
not gonna have a opinion on them until I see them play.
Well, I don't want to. I mean, we keep it raw here on this show. We're going to say what we say, and hopefully, we're not offending anybody. But I get so tired of the ESPN machine.
Yeah.
ESPN overhypes everything.
Yeah.
And when they get stuck on one athlete or one something,
Yep.
it is nauseating.
It's like LeBron James
Well,
sneezed today.
and you know what?
Okay, well, that's fine.
That's probably a lot of the reason why I'm not a LeBron James
Right.
fan. Do I respect him as a player? Hell yeah, he's one of the greatest.
yeah.
But it's just the overexposure, and it gets
Exactly.
annoying.
Yeah, it's-
and we should understand that being Panther fans, because we have to have a 2015 season to get any respect or coverage.
And we didn't even get the respect we deserved.
Exactly. They kept saying, "Oh, this team's not that good."
It's the worst. It's the worst 15-1 team. It's the worst undefeated team
Exactly.
ever. Like that's bullshit.
But
like, come
but
on.
it does. That's where I get crazy with the ESPN thing. And again, ESPN. I'm not gonna
Well-
call you a friend of the show. I don't know, but I just get sick of the overhype.
But well, so how I compare it to, and I'm gonna bring it to music, is you hear a song, and you love it, right? But then you hear it every day on the radio, and you fucking start hating it. That's how I compare these players. It's like you just get tired of hearing them. I'm like, Jesus Christ, talk to us about somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, or play a different song. Like for an hour, play a different song.
Right.
Because you get these one songs that play twice a freaking hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I compare it to.
Well, it's like WRFX, the Fox. I'm a classic rock guy, but I swear I think they have the same 10 songs they play on a loop.
Right.
You can only hear "Blinded by the Light" so many times.
Right.
But it's that same principle. But
Yeah.
again, I like, this is one of the things about us three that I really like, is that we don't always agree on everything.
No.
And here's an example with me and Justin on complete different, spectacles on what we thought as quarterbacks.
Exactly.
Now, if we would have drafted Justin Fields, I'd have been fine with
He's
that.
a Panther. Like
I would have been fine with
wanted,
that.
yeah.
I'm really happy with Horn. I really love that pick.
And by the way, we didn't shout this out, Mr. Justin over here.
And that's where I was going.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
exactly where
I didn't mean to cut you
Justin.
off.
Cut
That's
you off.
exactly where I was going. I'm staring at him right in front of me in the jersey I could have had.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah. Go ahead, Stephen. You brought it up.
So Justin, during the draft party, him and Doug both predicted
Correctly.
Yeah, predicted correctly that we would pick J.C. Horn. So we had to do a coin flip because obviously there was two people that predicted correctly, and Justin won a free, beautiful blue J.C. Horn jersey,
Which is my favorite. Blue is my all-time favorite Panther jersey.
and it's put a fire in Doug's ass because that should have been his jersey.
I freaking love it, man. I mean, I'm gonna get one. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it is, man. It's a good-looking jersey,
Right.
and how many people do you see? How many players do you see with number 8?
Exactly.
So
I can't remember.
It's unique.
Yeah, it is. And congrats, Justin.
Thanks.
Hey, you called it all the way. You called it all the way. My pick, if you guys wanted to know, disclaimer, but was Penny Sewell.
And what was funny was at the watch party, Steven said to me, "Man, I'm glad we didn't pick." Or you were talking about him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, damn, Penny Sewell. He was getting his ass kicked by
Yeah.
Greg Russo, who was another rookie.
From
He
Miami.
looked bad. But I
But
mean,
but
hopefully,
but he's a rookie. He's got to learn.
yeah. Hopefully, he does a little better. Obviously, Greg Russo, he was, I guess, a little more prepared than Sewell was. But anyways, congrats, Justin. You
Yeah,
deserved it, man. I know personally you were talking about him for months
Yeah.
Oh,
before
yeah.
the draft. So I was going to pick Horn. I thought Horn, but I didn't because I know my boy wanted him.
I was about to shout you out. I was
So-
about to.
Yeah, and I think you guys mentioned that.
Steven came up to me and was like, "Man, I was about to take JC, but I know you want him."
Yeah.
So he gave him to me. But thank you, Steven.
Yeah, man.
And thanks to the Riot.
Yeah.
Like, no, right? Yep.
Yeah. I really appreciate it. I love this jersey.
Yeah.
And I love how as a group we decided to do things like that. And just a disclaimer, as we always talk about, anybody that showed up that day, even if you weren't a Lake Norman Riot member,
yeah, or
you could have won a jersey. It wasn't a members only type thing. It wasn't. It just happened to be that me and Justin were the only two that picked those in the pot, and we happen to be members. So, anytime in the future we have giveaways, hey, come on up. We're always trying to recruit members, so don't ever think And I promise you guys, this wasn't an inside deal or anything like that. I mean,
No.
it was drawn.
That
out
shit
of a
was
hat.
rigged.
Believe me, it wasn't. So, Justin, I was happy that Justin won that. So,
Yeah.
hey, man, we're gonna look good when we both had the same jersey on
Oh,
later.
yeah.
Kudos to you guys. I'll be rocking the Terrence Marshall jersey.
There you go.
We'll be
Ooh.
the quadruple eights.
Quadruple eights.
Man, I'm loving our rookie
Yeah.
receivers right now.
Did he not look good in that first
Oh,
preseason game?
Hey,
I mean, what do you guys think?
Shy Smith's looking good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, they both look really good, but Terrence Marshall, I mean, I didn't realize that this speed he had too.
Take the
I mean,
top off
yeah,
the defense.
Yeah, he looks good, and I'm gonna tell you, this might be a cold take, but I did say a couple episodes ago, I do think Terrence Marshall pushes Robbie for number 2.
Write it down.
But we look pretty solid. I mean, we got some stuff to work on. But what do you guys think about that Colts preseason game?
Well, and we mentioned today. You just brought up Robbie Anderson. Understanding in the the practices today with the Ravens, Anderson might have tweaked might have got injured today.
Yeah, that's what. Yep.
So I know they're holding him out precautionary to make sure he's fine. Let's talk about the Colt game.
They said it was small though.
Yeah.
Just to touch on that. real quick.
I watched Matt Rule said it just held him out as a precaution. So
Yeah. But going to the Colts game, let's talk about PJ first. Starting quarterback for the game. I thought he played pretty solid. There was a couple ups and downs, but I mean, all in all, he was running around, throwing passes, making plays.
I mean, yeah, I thought it looked pretty solid. I think there were some times where he was looking too much downfield where he could have took off.
and he made the comment that he probably should have tucked
Yeah.
and ran a couple times.
Yeah. So I mean, but kudos to him. That's what you're supposed to do as a quarterback. You're supposed to always look downfield.
Right.
But at the same time, with your athletic ability, he should have had a touchdown running the ball.
Mhm.
I think he tried throwing it and it was obviously incomplete, but he looked pretty solid. I mean, I think he was a little bit under 50% for completion rating, because I think he did try to force some balls. But he had the touchdown to Doug's man, Tremble.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Tommy.
And we were joking.
Hey, yo, Tommy.
We were actually joking before the show. If you go back and look at that video, I think the pass was actually going to Omar Bayless.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's so funny. There's a view from the back of the end zone, and
Yeah.
you can see Bayless. He's got his arms reached out like he thinks, Trimble just comes in and just right in front of him, just snatches it, man. So you got to love it for Trimble, but you're hating it for Bayless.
And Tremble, he looked good as a receiver. I mean, his blocking abilities we already knew he had,
Right.
and he was probably middle of the line in PFF ratings for our rookie ratings.
Right.
He ranked about a 60.
Yeah.
He played about 22 snaps, so he did look good. He looked more athletic than I thought.
Oh yeah.
He looked comfortable in the receiving role.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shout out to his first touchdown, even though it wasn't intended for him. But
was a good snag.
Yeah, good snag. So
We still had like 3 catches.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So
Well, and this week we're going to get into cuts in a few seconds. We cut our fullback Rod Smith, friend of the show.
Yeah.
friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
And we cut him.
Keep following us, buddy.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that could play with Trimble too.
Mhm.
He could line up as a fullback.
That's what I said. I think last week was I thought maybe since we really don't have a fullback on the team, he kind of slides in.
Exactly.
Right.
I think he slides in.
I honestly think that with our tight ends the way they are with Thompson and Trimble, I think one of them slides into the fullback if we need one. Like
I mean, do you think we keep we don't keep 4 tight ends? Do you think?
I think we
Well,
do.
You think we keep 4 tight ends?
I think we keep 4
Arnold,
tight ends.
Arnold's definite.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
keeping
No.
him.
There's 3 that are definite,
Yeah,
but I think that Thompson is on there because of his blocking abilities.
probably is. Yeah.
And that's why we didn't even know we let Chris Manhurst go
Right.
because we knew
Right.
we had Thompson,
That's
and
true.
then we drafted Tommy Tremble.
That's true.
And he scored a touchdown, didn't he, for us last year? I think so. weird fact, but I'm pretty sure somebody, I think it was I want to say against the Lions. Now I could be completely wrong. Last year, he scored the opening touchdown, and somebody bet that he did that.
Thompson.
Yeah, and won like $30,000.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, fun fact. So,
But
wow,
yeah,
I don't think I remember that, man.
Yeah.
I might have to look that up myself.
Probably because you didn't bet that. If you won that $30,000, you would definitely
I would
remember
have
that.
definitely remembered that.
But I think
or if I didn't,
it was Thompson.
if I didn't win.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Thompson. Somebody bet that Thompson would score the opening touchdown. He did it. So I want to say it's the Lions, but I might be wrong.
Well, and Justin was talking about P.J. Walker. I thought P.J. Walker looked pretty good. I thought he was pretty solid. Again, he's in there with the 2s and the 3s. But as a backup role, I think he looked pretty good. Going back to we'll talk about Will Grier. I mean, I got mixed reviews on Will. I don't think Will got the exact amount of opportunities that PJ did.
he didn't.
But the jury's still out there. He survived the 85-man cut.
Oh yeah.
He was there today. So I think they're going to have to give Will a little bit more opportunities.
Yeah,
personally.
And Matt Rule touched on that. He did mention that he wanted to see more opportunities for Will in passing.
Yeah, and I agree.
I
I think his first 2 plays he handed the ball off.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was half the other half. Like, he's just handing the ball off.
He made a pretty throw against the Ravens today in the team practices today.
Will's got an arm.
He made a pretty throw, but I'm gonna tell you, he knew who he threw it to. Your boy, Marshall.
Yeah.
And Marshall made a hell of a catch.
Marshall and Smith made great
catches today. And with attitude. I'm gonna tell you, man, Shi Smith, man, I love that cat.
Yeah.
I love his freaking attitude, man.
Steven's been talking about this boy since day one.
I'm telling you, man, I love it, man.
So during the draft, that day 3 of the draft,
Wait a minute. What's his last name?
Smith.
Okay.
Yeah. A friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
We know a lot of Smiths, but anyways, that third day of the draft, I talked about 2 people. I wanted Deontay Brown and I wanted Shi Smith. I wanted both of them.
We got both,
and we got them. And Shi Smith is looking feisty. He's got great hands. He's fast as hell. And
he's got some swag.
And he's got a little swag.
He's got a little swag, man.
So and I think I did compare him. He does remind me of C. Smith, and I said this before, and we've talked about it before, but I'm not comparing. I'm not saying he's the next one. I'm not saying that at all.
Come on.
But he reminds me of him a lot. So shout out to Shi Smith, and he was our highest ranked rookie, according to PFF, right in Terrace Marshall right behind him. So he was ranked almost an 80.
Yeah, and we talked about individual players and going with the rankings. Kenny Robinson, DB, he was the highest ranking defensive player.
Yeah.
And that's great, man.
Kenny.
I love it. And he seemed like he was all over the field, man. So
he was.
You got to love that. That's good for the defensive backfield. We can, and I know Justin, he's going to have somebody too, but unfortunately we also had some injuries, and we'll talk about those in a minute as well.
Yeah. I just want to really quick shout out. I know we were talking about PJ and Will, but can we shout out the offensive line? And let me emphasize this.
Do it.
In the pass game, not the run game.
Okay.
In the pass game, we looked pretty good.
Yeah, we did.
Run game was.
It's a little bit of a story.
We took a stuff at the line and what's our boy, the running back, our Chuba.
Chuba.
Hey, he broke it off, man, and he said today he should have scored.
Yeah, I think he gassed out.
I hate he got walked down, but he made that run.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He just kicked it outside.
I'm really glad the refs didn't call it dead, because there's a lot of plays where the refs will be like, "Oh no, I'm just gonna blow the whistle on this play."
Yeah,
like let them play.
Yeah.
Until they're on the ground, let them play.
Yeah. So I was really impressed with Chuba's running abilities, catching abilities.
Steve at the watch party, Steven kept saying, "Man, his hands are killing me. They're killing me, man."
Yeah, he had feet for hands, but that's okay. We don't need to do that.
Yeah,
that's completely fine.
We got guys for that.
Yeah, he really looked good running the ball. And I'm excited for him, hopefully, to be in the running back stable.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think he will be, but we have Reggie, I think, slide before him. As running back wise.
Bonifant was actually, I think, in a red jersey today.
Was he?
Yeah, so
Yeah, he's been a little hurt.
right,
That's
but, and I'm sure it's nagging.
And speaking of injuries, can we just be happy that Mr. I don't know why I keep calling people Mr., but fuck it.
I love it, man. Mr. Roger.
Denzel Perryman is back in pads.
Man, you know that
Yeah.
was another one I
Yeah,
spoke
you
of.
did. That was your guy,
I love
Doug.
that dude, man, and I was like, soft tissue injury, but today he was in pads apparently.
He was.
And I'm looking forward to that guy, man. I'm glad he was back out there. And we were talking about injuries. Local kid, Troy Pride.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, looks like he's been IR'd, and he's man, I hate to see him get hurt, but again, not just a Panther, but he's a local kid from South Carolina. So
and we're praying for him.
Yeah, that was a scary situation. He actually, I think he passed out on, while he was going off.
It's so funny you say it, just because we're sitting there, and my wife, she said, "Did you see that? I think he's about to pass out." And sure enough, I mean, they showed the next camera, and they were bringing the card out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we hate it for him.
So hey, Troy, man, we're praying for you, man, and
Definitely.
speedy recovery.
Definitely. So I mean, like, who stood out for you guys during that preseason game? Like, do you have a guy that's just like, damn, he just tore it up.
I kind of want to split it between two guys.
All right.
I mean, you already know one of my guys, Sam Franklin.
Sammy.
Yeah, that's my boy. He had a really good game, I thought.
Yeah, he did really good.
But also Sean Taylor
Sean
Shit.
rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
He
sir.
would have been one of the best safeties ever in the
All
league.
kidding aside,
Yeah,
rest in peace.
peace. Yes.
Couple beers get me there.
Yeah,
but,
no, it's all right, man.
Sean Chandler.
There you go.
Chandler had a good game.
He
Yeah.
did have a good game. He had a blow up in the backfield. I'm looking for him to make the team, maybe possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, get two good picks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam Franklin, he did step up. I mean, that's one of Matt Rule's guys. And you talked about him a lot about him last year.
Yeah.
Chandler, I don't know much about. He came to the team a little bit late during training camp, right?
Yeah,
we
training
picked him
camp.
up, right?
It was last year off season.
Oh, did we get him last year off
I
season?
think we
Okay.
did.
So, but hey, kudos to Chandler. Dougie, who you thinking?
Well, I'm sitting here looking it up, and I'm just gonna make sure I don't want to mess up a name.
Yeah,
And how,
And if we do mess it up,
which we've done before.
yeah, if we do that, just listen to guys. We're three guys at a bar who've been drinking.
I just said Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
So.
One of the guys that I remember coming in, and I just want to make sure God, we've screwed up names. Who made an impact on, I guess, pressure was Hoskins.
Yes.
He came in, man, and I mean he was in the backfield a lot.
Yep. And he was our third ranked PFF
I'm telling you, man.
rookie.
Phil Hoskins was. I
Good
was
call on
very,
that.
very
Good call on
impressed. He was in the backfield a lot.
Yeah, good call on that, man.
good.
And that's
he was
what we
he
need.
he was a late round pick too.
Yes, out of Kentucky.
Yep.
And we need that. I loved it, man. That pressure, up the middle. So, but he definitely showed out.
So, go ahead. You got somebody else? You good?
Well, I want to go ahead. If we're getting ready to wrap up preseason game,
Let me get my stars.
no,
in the game.
go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So, I'm going to touch on Terrence Marshall. That's my offensive guy. That's been my guy since we talked. And then Marcus Haynes.
Oh,
Marcus
yeah.
Haynes looked really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks fast. He was destroying people. I mean,
He was coming off the edge looking really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, Christian Miller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a bunch of dudes.
And there's
Christian-
people that probably forgot about him
Yeah.
because he opted out last year.
He did opt out.
I mean, there's a bunch of dudes. Christian Miller, Frankie Louvu.
Yep.
Like, all these dudes.
Our edge rush looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, and these dudes are backup. So I can't imagine what
Yeah.
Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick are about to look
Yeah.
like.
Well, can we throw a shout out? I know I said this, and I'm not sure if you two guys, heard this. I was picking at these guys before the podcast. When we're in a group and we're at a group setting with each other, we usually say, "Hey, Justin, hey, Steven." I was yelling CSR, and I was trying to get their attentions, and they were all into the game, ignoring me. So one of the things that I thought was cool, man, was our long snapper that we drafted, Thomas Fletcher. Man, that dude is funny, man.
Yeah.
So did y'all remember the play where it was on a punt and he recovered the fumble?
Yeah.
That's hustling down the field, man. So that can't hurt your chances to making the roster.
Oh no.
Well, we already think that he's about to to
Well, we
take
said-
that.
we said salary
J-
cap.
Yeah, I think J.J. Jansen's going to be gone.
I hate it.
But it was
Yeah.
so funny when the announcers said they thought it was a long snapper that recovered. I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool.
Right.
So yeah, but one last thing I want to say about the preseason, if you guys are done, we usually do shout outs at the end of the show, but since it's tied into this game, me being a UNC Charlotte graduate, I want to shout out Benny LeMay.
Yeah.
Benny LeMay, man, he's the little bull, man. That joker came in, and there's two things I want to throw out about this, and we talked about this, pre-show. First of all, he scored a touchdown, so a good job, Benny, man. Very proud of you as a 49er alumnus.
I agree, but you could not done against Panthers, but that's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
Come on.
and I'm so happy for him. I hate it's against my team, but he's a Charlotte guy, man. He went to Butler High School,
Yeah,
so hey, we got to shout him out.
Hell
But
yeah.
let's get into, and it's something we talked about earlier. We talked about this in a previous episode
did.
about the celebration rule, and the
taunting-
penalty.
The taunting.
The guy, he drags about 8 people on a I don't know 15-yard pickup.
Yeah.
He comes out and then he kind of flexes. It didn't look like to me he was flexing at a player. He was just flexing. I mean, when you just carried 8 freaking football players, for 15 yards, I think he got a right to be
Oh,
excited.
yeah, definitely.
He didn't jump in anybody's face. He didn't do anything demonstrative. He just celebrated a hell of a run, and the NFL flags him for 15 yards.
Right. I mean, I'm gonna celebrate. If we play cornhole, I put one in the ball in the hole. I'm streaking down the sidewalk. I'm doing
Right.
cartwheels. I'm like, yeah,
I
let's
seem to
just
remember.
go.
Didn't he do that at the cornhole?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And I think he got penalized.
I,
didn't
I,
he?
I did. I did get a flag for it.
Bare ass, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, and I'm not just saying this because it's Benny and I have any kind of ties. I mean, that made national news because that was really the first example of the new rule.
But see, like you said, Doug, the last podcast, what do you call the NFL? No fun league. I mean, come on, man. Like, I get if it's excessive, but we're gonna battle this the whole year. So it's gonna be robots. You're gonna bring the ball back to the ref. You're gonna huddle back up, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
and
there's
think-
no emotion
there's
in
no
the game.
fun.
There's no emotion
Well,
in the game.
think about Benny LeMay. This is a guy who was signed by Cleveland as a undrafted, free agent.
Right.
He ends up with the Colts. I mean, this guy's trying to make a roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not guaranteed anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he's from a school who's only had a football program almost it's close to 10 years now. He's happy, man. The guy just made a hell of a run against his hometown team.
Right.
Think about that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you flag him for I'm gonna say it. Sorry if I'm offending. Bullshit. Penalty call.
No, it's a bullshit. That taunting call is gonna be the most fucking annoying thing we have.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's so subjective. That's
It
the thing.
is.
Now, if you jump up in a guy's face and you're flexing and you're spiking the ball in front of
Standing
him,
over top of.
yeah,
Some-
come on,
yeah.
man. I mean, yeah, go ahead and
Well,
call that.
And just like the touchdown celebrations we talked about last week was, if we talked about it on Mark and Zach's podcast, if you have a 15-minute freaking touchdown celebration, you deserve a penalty.
Dude,
Right.
dude, shut the hell up.
Yeah,
We're tired of
yeah,
hearing it.
Exactly.
But it is not the no fun league. So NFL, hey man, get your crap together. That was a BS call.
Come on,
And Benny, hey man, proud of you, big guy. Keep going, man. We hope you make a roster somewhere. If it's not with the Colts, I hope you make it somewhere. So hey man, good
Exactly,
job.
Good stuff, bud.
Shout out, dude. So we got the second preseason game coming up against the Ravens.
The Ravens.
So we had joint practice against them today. I think tomorrow because we play on Saturday. And we already seen Brian Burns already blew up a play.
Yep.
I saw that today.
Yeah, he did good. I think was it Louvu again?
Yeah, Frank.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Louvu again.
He blew up one.
He blew up one too.
Yep.
So I'm hoping a little less fighting during these joint practices
and today-
and a little more practicing.
Well, and they talked about that today. I was keeping up with it, watching press conference, and they were talking about how the practice seemed to be a little less, I guess, intense.
Right.
And they may have said something to him.
Yeah.
J.C. Horn, they were really grilling him during his
Yeah.
press conference today about it. And somebody asked J.C. Horn a question. I thought it was a good question. Do you think there's going to be receivers who are going to try to bait you as a rookie to try to get in your head? And he said, "Look, man, I'm a smart football player. I know how far to go."
Oh, good answer.
And that's why I love J.C. Horn. His dad is
Yeah.
all over that.
Yeah.
That was my guy.
Well, honestly, I think JC's going to bait receivers into
And he may.
making mistakes themselves. Like, I mean, this might be like another Josh Norman.
Well, I mean, I hope so. He's a little. It's hard to have that be a rookie and play that psychological game
Right.
because you're going to be going against Mike Evans, you're going to be going against Chris Godwin, you're going to be going against these good receivers twice a year, and we have a good slate of receivers we're going against. But I hope he tones. I don't want him to tone it down a little bit, but like I don't know. That dog mentality I love, but you can get penalties for
Well,
that.
you got to contain it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta know when to bring it out and shit like that.
And I think guys like AJ Boye, those guys that have been there for a little while,
Boy,
I think they can coach him a little bit more.
Right.
And even Dante, man, like Dante's got that fire in him.
He has a dog
And
mentality.
he's
too.
gotten in trouble a couple times with the coaches.
Exactly.
Maybe he can coach him a little bit.
I think Dante is showing a little bit of maturity.
He is.
Exactly.
He's starting to become a veteran now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he knows.
Yeah.
You remember the frustration when he got burned by Brown against Pittsburgh and he was
Right.
slamming, on the bench. I think he's learned.
Yeah, and that was the one thing about when we had Rivera as a head coach. We had discipline.
Yeah.
Rule, I mean, I think him being a rookie head coach, never really coached in the NFL. I think he was an assistant with the Giants, if I'm saying that correctly.
He was.
But being a head coach I think he was never a coordinator and stuff like that. So he's got to learn that discipline too, because that's one thing about Ron Rivera when he was here. And shout out to Ron Rivera. But
I love Coach Rivera.
Riverboat?
Yeah. So he had the discipline. We weren't penalized.
Right.
He knows stay in your lane, right?
Like
So
no shit taken.
yeah, exactly. So I like to see how we do there, and I'm really, really excited for this preseason game because I know our rush defense lacked.
Yeah.
In that Colts preseason game, I like to see how we do against J.K. Dobbins. I mean Lamar Jackson's probably the best running quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah.
He's taking Cam's
Yeah,
place.
he has. So I'd like to see how we do there. So I'm super excited for this Ravens game to see how we stick up.
I hope our 1s and 2s play.
Oh yeah, they're supposed to.
and
from what I
they
heard.
should.
Yeah. So
So other than that, you want to? I mean, it's preseason. Do y'all want to make a prediction? I mean, it's hard to say. Y'all.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything about pre. I mean, I just want to get in the game, stay healthy, and get out of it.
Healthy's the big one.
Yeah,
I'll make this prediction. There's going to be a football game at Bofa
Yeah.
between the Panthers and the Ravens at 7:00 Saturday night. How about that?
Holy shit.
And some football players will be on the field.
yeah.
How about that?
Uh,
And there'll probably be some people in the stands drinking.
And Doug will be one of those fans in the stands.
Yes, I will.
I just wanted to say real quick, Rashad Bateman he got hurt,
Yeah, he did.
and this was one of the dudes that I was actually wanting to draft.
Yeah.
He was a guy at Purdue, right? He was Purdue.
Shit.
Stump.
Yep,
Well-
that's a stump.
Go ahead and Google it.
I'm
Yeah.
googling
He's googling.
Hey,
it.
he Googled today and said Oakland A's.
it.
I'm,
Yeah.
Go ahead and say it.
Google sucking ass.
F-U Google.
I'm gonna say.
FYG.
I'm gonna say
We got to talk about that.
Minnesota. Nah,
That might be right.
Golden Gophers?
Minnesota. Shit.
No, you might be right on that. Once
Hold on.
Yeah, just listen.
That's Google
No.
lookup music.
you're right.
I am right. Let's go.
The
Minnesota.
Golden Gophers,
The Golden
baby.
Gophers. They've
Yeah.
been putting on some football players.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
fun fact.
Okay.
I've been on the Golden Gophers campus.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes, me and Teresa,
Nice.
my wife, been there.
I actually wanted to draft this guy though. I really did, and I didn't know anything about Terrence Marshall because obviously Jamar Chase was coming out of LSU too, so everybody,
And
he's
Ju-
kind of shadowed.
And Justin Jefferson
And
was
Justin-
before that.
Right, right.
So
So he's kind of shadowed, but Rashad Bateman, I'm kind of pulling for this guy. Hopefully he comes back healthy, but we won't see him. Also, we won't be seeing Marlon Humphreys either.
Yeah,
One of
exactly.
the best corners in
Yeah,
the league.
I saw that. So we got to keep that in perspective.
But they did sign Sammy Watkins,
Yeah, I did see that.
yeah.
Out of
Clemson boy.
Clemson. So yeah, that's. I mean, it's preseason, guys, and this is the time to decide who's going to make the team, who's not going to make the team.
Right,
So
and-
it is what it is.
And we had a big trade for us.
Right, and then we'll hit those. We had a trade. We had a couple of trades
Yeah.
to sign and that kind of type of thing. Go ahead, guys, hit it.
So Greg Little got traded to Miami for a 7th round pick, which I thought we could have got more out of. But the more I thought about it, is I don't think he was going to make the team anyways.
Well, he's been very unhealthy since he's
Exactly.
been here. And hey, Marty Herney, thanks for
Yeah.
the second round friggin' bust out for us.
Yeah.
And now he may go to Miami and he may show out.
and I hope hope he does well.
Good luck.
But
Good luck.
I do feel like we did get more. I at first when I saw it, I was like,
We got something.
We could have got something more out of it, but he wasn't going to make the team.
And I got that on my notes right here. Actually, is he probably wasn't going to make the team.
Exactly.
So we got a draft pick out of it.
Well,
Exactly.
we got and hey, Fitty
Yeah.
went out and got us a draft pick.
And you never know. We might use that draft pick to move up.
Well, he's the trader.
So
And then we had a couple. We talked about Pride, and we had a couple cuts this week as well. But the trade was the big one.
Yeah.
I think that one kind of surprised a lot of people. But then when you thought about it, like Steven said, you kind of thought, well, could we have gotten better for a second round pick? But then you start thinking, I don't know. You start analyzing it, and you're like, I don't know. Maybe getting something was good.
Well, me and Justin worked together, and he had said something. We wear headsets and stuff, so he was like, "Greg got traded." I was like, "Are you serious? Like
Yeah.
for what?" And he finally I got to talk to him in person, and he was like, for a 7th round pick, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, come on. He was a 2nd round pick, and 2 years ago. Come on.
Well, again, there's no
But-
hate. There's no hate here.
Yeah, no, there's not. And
Good luck, Greg.
I hope he does well. But then you start thinking, it sucks we did use a 2nd round pick. Well, maybe we could have got somebody else. Yeah, that's your thing.
right.
We're not
But-
the only team that's had a second round pick.
Yeah,
Basically
yeah.
blaze out.
Yeah, and it's fine. And maybe a change of scenery does better for him. But
Right.
hey, hope he does well in Miami. Hopefully beats New England, because fuck the Patriots. But
Well, we play Miami Thanksgiving weekend, so
yeah,
hopefully he's not playing well then.
exactly. So.
But yeah.
Any other as far as shout outs on the Panthers or injuries or anything, guys?
No, I think that's about it. We had got the roster down to 85. We did waive some people. We had put Troy Pride in injury reserve.
I do want to throw some shade over here at Stevens guys, Joey Sly.
Yeah.
Joey, look, man, we love you. First
Yeah.
of all, friends of the show, we love you.
Friend of the show.
We love you. Pretty fly for a Sly guy.
Yeah, pretty fly first line.
But, dude, you got to quit pushing those kicks, big guy. You were pushing a lot of kicks to the right.
He was what, 4 for 5?
Yeah,
He-
but he made 2 of them that were questionable.
He was 4 for 5 base
So,
stats wise.
come
4
on,
for
Joey.
5 missed
Joe,
extra
we're pulling
point.
for you, man. You're Virginia Tech guy. We're pulling for you.
And that was
I'll
something.
take 4 for 5.
And now something else I was gonna bring up is I feel like we need to have a little more kicking competition, but I don't feel like we can find a kicker since John Casey.
I think Sly is going to be our best bet going into it.
I agree.
If he would have made that, what was it?
63. 63.
Yeah.
If he would have made that, I would have bought his jersey.
If his name was Graham Gano, he could do it because
Yeah.
Graham Gano did it.
Yeah.
I was there. I remember that one. I
And
remember
where's
that.
he at? The New York
York
Panthers.
And by
Yeah.
the way, which will lead me into can we go to shout outs, guys?
Yeah,
now?
let's do
You wanna
shout.
do it?
Let's go
So
on shouts.
let's go back to and man, we have really plugged him too, Jose. So we're talking about other teams and everything. So Jose, myself and Jose and my man Salesman, who is a friend of the show, I want to have these guys on. We've kind of adopted on Twitter a situation where, we don't mind other people having, their fandom to other teams. But here in the Carolinas, being people move here from their different states and that type of thing. What we don't like it when people talk bad about the Panthers, and you're living here, and then you want to praise your team from wherever you're from, Pittsburgh, wherever, or Dallas, wherever. So we kind of came up with this hashtag FYT. And you can use your imagination as to what that stands for. It could stand for a lot of things. You can turn it into positive or negative. It could be fug your team. And you notice I said fug. It could be forget your team. It could be follow your team.
Or it could be fuck your team.
It could be. And it could be feature your team.
I'll
It
say
could be anything. But we usually say, oh, you hate the Panthers? Then FYT. And Jose has made some stickers for us, and I'm looking to make some patches. So it's kind of took off a little bit on Twitter. So, hey, man, we appreciate it, guys. And that's just a little fun thing we do. But, hey, man, we really take serious our Panthers, and we're not going to sit around and listen to a bunch of freaking, people coming down here talking junk about our team.
So what kind of piggybacking on what Doug was saying was, FYT, you want to talk a little shit about our teams, we'll talk a little shit about your teams, Panthers, Hornets, Hurricanes, whatever. So if you're not a fan of our team, fuck your team, but
Fuck your team.
but at the same time, if you show respect,
Say that again, Justin.
Fuck your team.
Exactly. But if you show mutual respect to us,
Bingo.
we're gonna show mutual respect to you.
Bingo.
But if you're going to talk unnecessary shit about our teams, we're going to talk unnecessary
hey,
shit
man.
about you guys.
We're going to give you a hashtag FYT sticker.
Exactly.
And you can
Fuck
stick
you,
it on.
tech
You
guy.
can stick it on your ass.
Exactly. So I want to shout out. I got 2 shouts here. I want to shout out first Mark, our good friend of the show. He shows a lot of support to us. He actually won our giveaway.
Oh, cool.
For 100 followers, which we'll do another one once we reach 200 followers too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So y'all keep following, y'all keep listening.
Current tally.
Is
We're
one-
at 133
Yep.
on Instagram,
On
and that
Instagram.
is our hub.
Keep following.
Exactly. Keep following. So kudos to Mark. You answered the question correctly. We'll be giving you a giveaway during your draft party,
Hi, Mark.
which we're all
What's
super
up, Mark?
we're all super excited about. And then me and Justin were actually part of the Market Blaze Zach Attack show.
Yes.
Please follow them. They have their own website. They're on Facebook. Those 2 guys, they put on a hell of a show. They're good. They're funny as fuck. I'm gonna be on PC. It's fine. But
No, you're good, man.
They're funny as hell. They'll ask you some crazy questions. They have they just have really good content. So please follow their podcast. It's Mark Blaze and Zach Attack Show. We follow them on Facebook and Instagram, so please follow them too. And Zach also too has another podcast with his friends. It's called Getting Out of Hand.
Yep.
Please follow them as well. Great content with them. They do some crazy stuff. They do a hot chip challenge. They're just off the wall. They're getting out of hand because they are getting out of hand.
Yeah, and I listened to it, and I got to say, Mark, I know we cut up. We've cut up with you on this show, and I hadn't even met you. I think we follow each other on Instagram.
You met him at the watch party.
I might have met him at the watch party. And I don't remember. I probably was inebriated, but anyway, you guys really did, man. I listened to the podcast. You guys did a very good job. My guys represented well. Love it. I didn't expect anything less, and you guys had a lot of good things to say about us and the show, and man, we can't appreciate that more. And I think you guys offered me an invitation to come on the show.
Yeah.
So I'll accept
yep.
anytime you want me guys to come on. I have no problem.
One day.
But yeah, man, it was a really good episode, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like Steven said, please go check out those guys. They're really cool. We had a great time on their show. They ask a lot of crazy questions, a lot of funny questions, but it's a good time. They do a beer of the podcast too, so if you like beer, you can check those out too, like we do here in the Crack Zone.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna shout out the people behind the stages right here, behind the screen. Big old tech guy.
Tech guy, give me some love, baby.
Looking at his phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Mysterious tech guy.
Yeah.
Mysterious tech guy.
Steven,
Hey, ladies, I believe he's single.
Steven's girlfriend back here. You want to say hi?
Yeah,
There she is.
Love you, baby.
and
And,
oh god,
and then mysterious Doug's wife.
yeah. I mean the mysterious. Yeah, she's. I don't know where she. I think she went to take a phone call, possibly from a I guess one of my. I guess my daughter.
Yeah, there you go. One of your daughters.
Yeah, well, she's taking a phone call from her, but yeah. I mean, I love that Justin said that, man. We appreciate these guys. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, we really do. But we really appreciate you guys too as well. You guys following us and everything, keeping up on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, every social handle we got. We really appreciate it. If you just keep supporting us and keep following us and everything, we're gonna keep putting out great
Content.
great content. So
And
we really appreciate that.
And I swear we're going to be on Apple Podcasts
Yeah, we're
and
getting there.
Spotify.
Yes. We're getting
We are working on it.
We're getting there.
But Mysterious Tech Guy is really doing it. And please, I don't know what that says.
I got
Like
it.
and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. like us on social
I'm
media.
reading-
Subscribe.
I'm
to
reading that upside
subscribe.
down.
But no,
Steven can't read
Upside down.
right. And so
But like Steven said, we are working very hard to get on Apple Podcast
Yes.
and Spotify and everything like that. So
we know it's annoying.
we're getting there.
but
Yeah.
we understand the YouTube
Just
thing.
bear with us.
We're not hating on YouTube, but it's
Friend
just a
of the show.
different. It's just a different format.
Yeah, we get you can't sit there and listen to it like you would on those platforms. So, but like Justin said, we appreciate all you followers, all the people that listen to us. Please keep sharing all our stuff. Please keep listening. We love you guys, and that's about it for me.
That good with you,
That's
Justin?
good.
I got one last shout out, and this is a friend of mine. It's funny, we were doing some pre-production prep, I guess, for the show, and I received a text, basically from St. George Island, Florida.
Wow!
a
Wow!
friend of mine, we'll just say John, to protect the innocent. He lives down there, and he runs a beach shop, the Island Dog Beach and Surf Shop at St. George Island. And then he was talking about how he was enjoying the podcast, listening to us, and that means a lot right there. For just a random text saying we appreciate it and we enjoy what you guys are doing. So, want to give him a shout out to his beach shop.
Oh, definitely.
And I understand he does serve beer.
Oh,
Wait, you said beer?
Yeah, beer.
we're there.
So
Oh.
again, all the friends of the show who are in St. George Island, Florida, on the Gulf Coast, make sure you go check out the Island Dog Beach and Surf Shop with my man John and his wife Sherry. So we appreciate y'all's support, and guys, we couldn't thank you guys enough. So hey, man, we appreciate it. So anything else, guys? Are we about to wrap it up?
I think that's it.
I don't want to get off here, but I guess
Yeah, hey John, Sherry, we appreciate you down
Yeah.
in Florida, man. We really appreciate that, and we'll
Spread the word.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So anything? We good? Justin, off topic.
I think we're good.
All right, tech guy. Here comes tech guy. Listen.
Take care.
Listen.
He's like, listen, fuckers, this is when the podcast actually starts.
This is tech guy speaking. Listen. Okay, dead air.
He just gives you
Hey,
that mummy
wah,
kind
wah,
of.
wah, wah. All right, so that's it for this week's episode, guys. We went a little long this week. We're just trying to be a little bit more, I guess, as we say, ourselves.
Yeah.
And we've had fun, man. We're loving this stuff, man. So, hey, keep following us on social media, as Justin was talking about, and Steven. And, man, we really appreciate it. Anything, guys?
That's it.
All right, so we're going to end. And until we come up with our own ending, we're going to come up with something.
All right,
but we're
hit us with it, Dougie.
yeah, we're gonna stick.
Give it.
We're gonna stick
Give
with the the 1, 2, 3 type thing. So here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Keep pounding, baby.